approximately 11:32 a.m. this morning, there was a mass casualty incident at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. This school has children that are in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. I can confirm right now that we have several injuries, adults and students, and we do have some deaths.
A wave of shock took over the United States on Tuesday morning.
I'd hoped when I became president I would not have to do this again. Another massacre, Uvalde, Texas, an elementary school. Beautiful, innocent, 2nd, 3rd, 4th graders. And how many scores of little children who witness what happened see their friends die as if they're on a battlefield, for God's sake.
The attack that happened in Uvalde, a small community about an hour from the Mexican border, is the deadliest U.S. school shooting in years and the latest in a spree of bloody gun violence across America.
The shooter was Salvador Romas, an 18-year-old male who resided in Uvalde. It's believed that he abandoned his vehicle and entered into the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde with a handgun, and he may have also had a rifle, but that is not yet confirmed according to my most recent report. He shot and killed horrifically, incomprehensibly, 14 students and killed a teacher. Mr. Romas, the shooter, he himself is deceased and is believed that responding officers killed him.
Parents like Jesse Rodriguez were scared for their children. He drove all night to look for his daughter after hearing of the shooting at the school.
They didn't have a list for her name in here, so she's not here. So we're gonna head on down Hondo and then San Antonio till we find her.
Not losing hope, huh?
No, well, I mean, I'll fill up the tank and I'll look all night if I have to. I gotta find her.
The man suspected to be the gunman opened fire at Robb Elementary School, which teaches children aged 7 to 10, in the city of Uvalde, before he was killed by law enforcement, according to officials. Investigators also say the 18-year-old suspect had a handgun, an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle, and high-capacity magazines. The teenager is suspected of shooting his grandmother before the rampage.
The suspect is deceased at this point. DPS is assisting with the investigation. And at this point, the investigation is leading to tell us that the suspect did act alone during this heinous crime. Families are being notified, and we are providing services to them as the district should.
The deadly assault in Texas follows a series of mass shootings in the United States this month. On May 14th, an 18-year-old man shot 10 people dead at a New York grocery store. Mass shootings have been on an upward trend in the United States, with families of the deceased left in emotional turmoil. This is such as families of 9 victims of the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting who reached a $73 million settlement with U.S. gunmaker Remington in a landmark deal for a country plagued by campus massacres.
My hope for this lawsuit is that by facing and finally being penalized for the impact of their work, gun companies, along with the insurance and banking industries that enable them, will be forced to make their practices safer than they've ever been, which will save lives and stop more shootings.
We hope that our lawsuit sends a message to the gun industry that they are not untouchable and that our lawsuit is just the start of things. Thank you.
Another one of many shocking massacres. On December 14th, 2012, a gunman slaughtered at least 27 people, including 18 young children, in a mass shooting at a suburban U.S. elementary school. Police officials would later say the shooter had died within the building during an operation to rescue the pupils. Despite recurring mass casualty shootings, multiple initiatives to reform gun regulations have failed in the U.S. Congress, leaving states and local councils to strengthen or weaken their own restrictions. The National Rifle Association has been instrumental in fighting against stricter U.S. gun laws. The U.S. was reported to have suffered 19,350 homicides in 2020, up nearly 35% compared to 2019. This was according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The recent attack has prompted U.S. President Joe Biden to denounce the U.S. gun lobby and vow to end the nation's cycle of mass shootings. The White House ordered flags to be flown at half-mast in mourning of the victims, whose deaths sent a wave of shock throughout the country, still scarred by the horror of Sandy Hook.